The bear market is not over yet. Now, I know you're not going to want to hear that. You might want to comment something crazy, but give me like 5 minutes and I'm sure you'll agree with me by the end of this video. Now, my opinion at this given point is that the bear market is not over yet, but it does depend on how you look at a bear market. Let me break it into two sides. The first side is if you look at a bear market from a perspective of pure capitulation, red every single day, absolute destruction, blood on the streets, companies collapsing, and just absolute and utter annihilation of all of the assets within an ecosystem, sure, I do believe that side of the bear market is over. Matter of fact, I believe that the worst is behind us. I don't think we're going to continue to fall like we have seen all throughout 2022. But for me personally, that's not how I look at a bear market. You see, I look at it from a range of two perspectives, either a bear market or a bull market. I try not to get caught in between those two too much because that is when a lot of risk gets involved. But the way that I look at a bear market specifically is by saying that a bear market is a time where it is relatively hard to consistently make money in crypto. In 2021, it was easy to consistently make money in crypto. We all had different strategies, we all had different game plans, but all you realistically had to do was buy something and just not sell it for at least 2 weeks and you would make money. And it was just about that easy. But that's not the point in time in which we are at right now in this market. Matter of fact, as I mentioned in a video a couple days ago, I believe right now most people's crypto is at more risk than it was last year. And the reason is because at this point in time, this is when the most manipulation that you will see within a market will enter this market. Well, why is that? You know how hard it is to control a group of people who all have the same thoughts? Very hard. For example, if you can have a whole bunch of people who are super united, there's a lot of unity, who are experiencing the same things together, realistically, if you try to manipulate them, there's just too much going on there for you to have any type of control. No, the easiest way to manipulate people is to make them divided, to separate them, have them arguing, have them with chaos. And because of that, then you're in a situation in which you can go in, provide a little clarity to either both sides or just one side, and then use that manipulation and that control to then control the other side. And what we're seeing within crypto right now is that divide, that separation. Everyone's saying the bottom is in, the bull market is here. We are absolutely going to the moon this year. Then there's the other side who are saying, nope, the bottom is not in. This is a B wave, a bear market rally, a dead cat bounce. And because of this, we are going to go straight back down to $10,000, just like we have been saying we would. And as you're starting to see that confrontation happen, all of this meanness towards each other and all of the hate comments and the good comments and the huge mixture of emotions within the market, that's whenever people are much more easy to control. But the reason why that control is so easy is because no one really knows. I don't know. YouTubers don't know. Twitter people, they don't know. All of the biggest names within the crypto space, no one knows. Because realistically, the people who do know, the people who are controlling these things, they're not in the public eye. They're not in the face of all of us, and we will never know who it is realistically. And so what this means for you is that you need to be aware that although the worst just probably is behind us, that the good, the green, the light on the other side of the tunnel probably just isn't here quite yet, because we are now in the phase of manipulation. There's that phase in between the absolute red and the absolute green where people tend to make the most ridiculous, regretful decisions that you can possibly think of. There's going to be one person who's going to buy some Bitcoin at, $16,000. It's going to go to $22,000. And they're going to be like, oh, I made some money. I'm just about to go all in with all of my life savings because I told you the bottom was in. Let me go. And they go in at 22,000. Then it goes up to 23,000. Then it comes all the way back down to 18,000. And they're like, yo, I just lost 10 to 12% of my entire net worth, all of my savings in just a couple of days. I was wrong. The bears are right. I need to get out of this. I need to go. And then they sell everything. They have this bad taste in their mouth from crypto. And then next thing you know, it bounces back up to 30,000 and then the cycle continues, right? Things like that are happening right now, and they're going to continue to happen like that every single day throughout this cycle and throughout the phase that we are in right now. And so because of that, because there is going to be so much manipulation, because there is going to be so much bad news that comes out to truly just try to control the narrative as much as they possibly can, many people are going to fail. They may make some money on the way up, but they're going to lose a lot of that money on the way down whenever the whales start to push us back to the downside. It's simply just what happens. At first I felt like everyone who talked about this manipulation in the market was one of those tinfoil, aluminum foil hat people, right? Like 5 years ago, I didn't really believe it. But after being in this thing in 2017 and 18 and 19 and 20, 21, 22, I can just guarantee that there is something going on behind the scenes, because so many of these things simply cannot be coincidence. And so because of that, I try to use knowing that as a bit of a tactic to try to figure out what their goal is. And as we talked about in the last video, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Their goal is to take your crypto from you. And the only way they can do that is by convincing you to sell or convincing you to get liquidated. Well, we are now in the time where people are getting liquidated. In the last 24 hours alone, there have been over $370 million in liquidations, majoritively coming from people who are continuously shorting Bitcoin and shorting crypto on the way down. But what's interesting is that as we are seeing these liquidations happen with the price going up, we're also seeing leverage increasing like crazy on these long trades where everyone's saying it's going to 30,000, it's going to 35, and all these people are going long, and what's going to happen is that we're going to see this thing pull back. It's going to capitulate a little bit. We're going to see some type of pullback or crash or whatever you want to call it. And because of that, all of those people who are going long on leverage at this point in time right now are likely going to get liquidated if they don't have the proper safety involved in their trades. And so because of this, the whales notice things like that. They notice how easy it is. Oh, we can liquidate $500 million this day, $500 million the next day. And they're building up all of this real estate within crypto because people are making these emotional decisions. And so even if you made money on your long trades right now, if you start trying to, go even more long at this given point and it starts to fall, you can get liquidated and lose even more money than you won before. And so although we are in a phase where it's getting easier to make money than it was before, it's definitely not easy at this point to consistently make money and to stay profitable over the long term. And so because of that, I don't necessarily believe that the bear market is over, because times like these, there's the most chaos. There's most people freaking out that don't know what's going on. There's a lot of conflict and there's a lot of manipulation. And that doesn't necessarily sound like a true good bull market to me. So if you're asking me if I'm super optimistic about the market right now, no, not necessarily. In the long term, I know where this is going. I know this is going up. I know that there's a future here. But in the short term, the next 1 month, the next 3 months, the next 6 months, I know that there's going to be these spikes and these crashes and these pullbacks and manipulative moves that are going to liquidate hundreds of thousands of people and remove billions of dollars out of the hands of retail and put it into the hands of the whales. And so because of that, I do believe that this bear market is not really over just yet. And so because of that, I'm not diverging away from my dollar cost averaging plan. I don't care how green things get. I don't care how red things get. That is the game that they want you to play. They want you to think you know what's going to happen so they can show you something else and you can lose money. And so my overall opinion right now is to play this thing as safe as you possibly can, because as I mentioned before in the last video, this is when your crypto is at the most risk. Now, if you do want to stay up to date with everything that's going on within crypto, if you do want to stay up to date with the technical analysis and the charts, I am starting a newsletter. The first one will be released on Monday. You can subscribe with the link. It's the first link in the description. Go check it out. And if you are looking for a place to start trading some crypto, there's a PrimeXBT link down there where you can get $7,000 in bonuses. But with that said, that is my overall opinion on where we are in this market and why I don't believe that the bear market is necessarily over yet. I would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you do like this video if you did like this video. So with that said, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.